From surgically modified bodies to becoming a millionaire in a day business, do we even know what's real anymore? Every day we are faced with the next best thing when we're just trying to become healthier, wealthier, and happy. What the fuck is real? What the fuck is true? What the fuck are you supposed to believe about yourself and your success while trying to build something that actually lasts? Welcome to What the Fuck is Beauty Anyway, the podcast. I am your host, Jen Carrasco, founder of Raga Studio, a fitness champion, IFBB pro figure competitor, a skincare line creator, and a serial entrepreneur. Well, and I'm an overall business coach. After years of building businesses from the ground up, I am here to help you with society's standards and, well, to use your beauty within to build something that is truly you and truly impactful. So now let's dive in. What is going on, guys? Jen Carrasco here. So today I am gonna not talk about skin, not talk about business, even though this is going to be business related with certain aspects, but I want to talk about your focus. And the reason why I feel like a lot of entrepreneurs out there and, a lot of other people that want to attain goals, they fail. And it's because they don't have their mindset right, and they don't actually know what the word focus and attention means, and actually how to implement that in their daily lives. Now, I'm one to lose focus, but I've had great mentors and great people in my life who have actually helped me to understand what I need to do and have gotten some great homework to learn things, which I'm going to go over today with you and to help you so that way you can crush your goals and crush, all your fitness or future, aspirations that you have. Ryan Stewman, who is a good friend and a great mentor of mine, actually helped me out with I feel like a great hack, a great strategy to help you to focus on your goals, because a lot of us think that we do focus, but I know by the time it's, 8:00 at night, I'm like, holy shit, where the fuck did the day go? I really wanted to get this done. I had this in my plan. And if it wasn't for me bringing these strategies into my life, I probably would have not accomplished what I've accomplished this last year if I didn't live and breathe by my calendar. Now, I'm also someone who is very intuitive and follows exactly what I feel like I need to do. So I do also feel like there's a balance in this for some people, but don't overstep the balance. Like, my intuition tells me I am going to go take a nap and have a coffee and, jack off for 2 hours. Because then that's not just being smart. That's, you're not going to be happy with who you are by the end of the day or by the end of the week or by the end of the month, because you haven't accomplished any of your fucking goals because you're actually just being lazy rather than focusing your time to be productive. So I wanted to go over focus today and attention. I'm going to give an example. So with my clinics being shut down from King Newsom, I was not able to work proficiently, and I definitely took a huge pay cut. So when I was looking and re-strategizing when all of this happened, my entrepreneur, came in me with all these great, ideas. And so the ideas were home kits, treatments that people could do at home. How am I going to do it? Make some YouTube videos. My clinics were closed. I couldn't really get in there and get videos done by anybody. So I had to think outside the box, and I had to think of things that I needed to do to keep business rolling in some sort. And it's all great and dandy that you have those great entrepreneur thoughts and those visions, because that's what makes us entrepreneurs and that's what makes us leaders. But in order to be actually a proficient leader and to really be profound in what you want to do, you have to learn how to focus that energy and focus to actually something that's going to bring you revenue back, or, whatever sort of, what is the word I'm trying to say? Some sort of profitability. So with the plan that I had for my clinics, I literally had to sit down and refocus. And Ryan Stewman, it was so funny how the universe works, but Ryan Stewman posted something on our Motivational Mondays, and it happened right at the same time that this was happening. And I thought to myself, man, this is fucking badass. This is happening for a reason. So I sat down and I did the homework. And with doing that and strategizing how I planned it out and executed it, it really helped me to understand the reasoning of why I need to focus and where my attention needs to go. So first off, before we get into really understanding, the logistics and the homework that I'm going to have you do, I want you to understand your full mindset on what focus means and the definition on focus. So how can you attain your goal if you cannot define focus? And a lot of us will define focus, but we really truly we don't understand the definition in depth of what focus is. So finding a goal and excluding everything else out of your attention, that is what focus is. So you cannot pick up focus. You cannot drink focus. Like, focus is actually, I know that's a little asinine for me to say, but it's funny because a lot of people don't really know what the fuck focus is. So again, I'm going to say it one more time. Finding a goal and excluding everything else out of your attention, meaning social media, bullshit, coworkers, people coming into your office to talk to you, your kids, your wife, your husband, your significant other, whatever they may be. Those people are not keeping you focused. So the reason why I'm saying this is that, of course, you're not going to exclude them out of your life, but you're going to set priorities and you're going to get set standards and you're going to live and breathe and die by your calendar and how it works. So instance, when I'm in focus and I'm trying to do something, say I'm trying to work on a blog or, right now a podcast, I literally let every single person know that I am doing a podcast, or I shut my door. I even have a sign that goes on my door that says I'm in session, or will state that I am busy. I will turn my phone off. I will turn on silent. I will put it on do not disturb. This is my time to get these things done that I need to get done through the day. And I cannot have anybody to disturb me while I do those, because then I will not be proactive and I will not get my goals done and my tasks done that I need to for the day. So, where does your attention get stolen? That's one thing that you need to look at. I know a lot of times, I hop on Facebook to just punch in a message back to somebody, and then I get lost and I have to refocus. So I, again, want you to pay attention where attention goes throughout the day. And I'm going to go over something that Ryan Stewman taught me that I think is pretty cool. It's called Keep It Simple, and it's break down complicated shit. Issues in life are extremely easy if you break down each task at hand. So a lot of times we get caught up with, for instance, like right now, I am failing actually at my focus. So I'll give an example. I am going to be writing a book. I'm not going to say want, because want is a lack of, and therefore you're not going to do it. So I am writing a book at this point. Have I really started? Well, yes, I have, but I've gotten my outline done. I am supposed to write into my calendar an hour each day to give for a chapter. Now I need to do about 4 hours for each chapter. So I need to give myself an hour a day to start writing my script for my chapters. Now, I have failed to do that because I have so much other things on my plate right now that are taking priority from that, because those priorities are making me money. So first off, those are, my first priority before my book. So it's about finding those little things. But let me get back because I'm rambling on about the book. So breaking down things at hand. So with writing a book can be overwhelming. You have 50 million things that you have to do to write a book. So we broke it down. We broke it down by sections that you should be doing. So like my first task was to write my names of my chapter, what my book is called, the description of my book. Then the next thing is to break down each chapter. And I'm giving myself 4 hours for each chapter that I'm writing. So then now what I need to do is I need to go back into my calendar and write in, from 11 to 12 o'clock is my hour to work on that chapter of my book. So what it's doing is looking at a big problem or a big goal that you have. So for instance, I had that manifestation that I wanted to do home skincare treatments when the COVID happened. Well, it was a lot, right? So I had to sit down, I had to break down each step, what I was to do, who I was going to delegate, how I was going to get that on my Shopify account, how I was going to get that out, how I was going to start my e-commerce on it, so it's all broken down in little steps. And those little steps will eventually get you to your end goal. So those are the things. I have a list of them. So if I'm mundane in here and you guys hear me. So then now I have down on my list of what I want to go over and how I do my focusing. So majority of my morning is pretty much the same bullshit over and over and over. I wake up in the morning, I make my Nespresso because I cannot live without my Nespresso machine in the morning. Sit down on my couch with my Nespresso, and it's my time to do my social media. So I do all my LinkedIn, I do my Instagrams, I do my Facebook posts, I check my pages. That is my time to delegate and get all of that done. I know that every day that it is actually in my calendar structured that when I wake up at 5 in the morning, I give myself a half an hour to get my coffee, to wake up, get on the couch, and then start my social media that I need to for the day. But what I do is usually the night before, I will relook at my calendar of what I need to do for that day. And then I will structure in things that I need to get accomplished for that following day. So for instance, I even structure in my gym time. I structure in, girls, you will get this. I just got extensions in my hair. I call it my white girl weave. So I just got my white girl weave in. And so I actually have to structure in the days that I'm going to wash my hair and blow dry my hair, because it takes me so fucking long to do my hair because there's so much of it now. But you can say I'm idiotic that I'm structuring that in my time. But the thing is that by putting that in my calendar with everything else in my calendar, as well as my social media, when, giving myself an hour to scroll on Facebook a day, these things I structure in my calendar to keep my focus and to keep my attention. And if I did not do that, I would not be where I am right now. Right now, you guys are dialed in my calendar every Tuesday morning at this time to sit here and do my podcast for the rest of the week. If I did not have that in my calendar, this shit would not be done. And the days that I do not put in my calendar, you can ask my podcast director who does it all. I don't get a podcast out. And she messages me, where's your podcast? And I'm like, fuck, I just did not have time. It wasn't in my calendar. And it's my issue. So it's me owning my shit. Did you hear that? Own my shit. So these are the questions that I want you to ask yourself is, what are your tasks for the day? And you can do this the night before you check your calendar or the morning of when you check your calendar. What are your tasks for the day? What are your goals for the day? And do your tasks and your goals match what your calendar says? So, like I went over, in my schedule, I have my Facebook, I have my Instagram time, I have my LinkedIn, my gym time. I have time to meal prep. I have time to go grocery shopping. And for instance, like Kevin, my other half, he has set in his schedule when to text me to say something nice to me to make me feel good. So it's just what makes you a productive person, especially most of the people that listen to this. We're entrepreneurs and we're busy and we're hustling and we're working every single day. And you really, I mean, it's the only thing that's going to keep you in line, unless you're just going to be a fucking shit show running around with, your head cut off, trying to figure out everything that you need to do. And you're not going to be productive and you're going to be stressed out to the max. And you're going to have a fucking nervous breakdown. So let's go back over. I have some questions for you guys. Okay. When you set a goal, you need to put your full focus in it. So question for you. If you're listening to this, you already know that you're a go-getter. So you need to ask yourself these questions. What are you focusing on? And how are you focusing on that? And that is daily. Is it in your calendar? Is it in your daily checklist? So I live and die by my iPhone. I actually have a written calendar by Emily Frisella, who sent me it, and she's amazing, amazing friend of mine. So she sent me the calendar. So I will write it out, plus I will put it in my calendar. Plus on top of that, I have reminders that ping off my phone exactly when I need to do things to make sure that I get things done so I don't forget. And those are great for deadlines, especially for clients. Like, I have so many clients that sometimes I need to put in a reminder like a week from now to check on a client for what we talked about, with his business or their business. And just to get those reminders going, or even clients that, in-house in my clinics that I do peels on, that I want to check on their skin that I forget about because I'm so busy. So I just to make sure that you're focusing on the right shit every single day. That's huge. But let's start with the homework now. So I know you guys waited until the end to go over the homework. So this little homework piece that I got, which is awesome. I got it from Ryan Stewman and it's helped me out tremendously. So I want you to get a piece of paper and I want you to draw a huge circle on that piece of paper. And I want you to think of that circle as a 24-hour in a day circle. And I want you to think of it as a pie chart. So you have your circle and that huge circle reflects your whole 24 hours in the day, okay? Now we're going to piece it off piece by piece and make a pie chart. So with that pie chart, I want you to sit down and write where you spend your time on. So maybe you spend 20% at the gym in the morning. You spend 20% on your social media or your Facebook or the times that you do. Say you spend 8 to 12 hours at your office or your job working. So you're going to put that in your pie chart. I want you to section everything off in there. And that is going to give you an extremely beneficial outlook on where your day is getting fucked and what you're doing wrong and where you need to change things. So you're going to notice that you're going to start paying attention where your time is and where you need to figure out where your time needs to go and where your days go and where you end up losing your focus and losing your attention on mundane stuff that doesn't make sense. A lot of times it could just be, random people coming in and bugging you and talking to you. So when you do that pie chart, it's actually funny because when you sit down and I really want you to reflect for the whole week prior of your days. And I want you to put that in the pie chart because you're going to see where you lose focus. And it could just be that focus that, your coworker comes in to talk to you about something, and then you start bullshitting about stuff. And then now you've just spent, an hour to 2 hours out of your day talking with this person that's not going to benefit you whatsoever long-term for your goals and where you want to be. So you just literally fucked yourself out of 2 hours of something that you could have sit there and actually dialed in what needs to be to get you where you want to be, if that makes sense. So look at the pie chart and definitely, kind of feel the pie chart out and feel like where you're lacking and where you can do better on, if that makes sense, and what robs your focus. I mean, I love it. I'm so glad that I did it, and I still do it to this day for certain things, and certain days that I don't feel like I'm focused or I'm out of whack. I'll sit down and I'll redo that pie chart, and I'm like, oh, fuck, that's where I'm getting stuck because I'm doing this shit and I need to stop. So another thing that, Ryan Stewman or my Apex family always talk about too is it's called rapid reset. And I think this is super, super beneficial for people, leaders, entrepreneurs, because you don't want to be the average, the force of average, which is that average person that just sits there on Facebook for hours and dwindles their time away on nothing when you're trying to focus on something. So you need to learn how you can actually reset when this is happening. And we all know that, the force of average, which is like Facebook and all those social medias that we get caught up in, we can sit there and just, it takes us in la la land. So it's about how we can reset our focus and how quickly you can reset your focus. So, the one thing that I notice I'm trying to give an example of what happened to me recently. Well, you know what? This is a good thing. I actually refocused yesterday, and it was really, really, really good. So my assistant lost our business phone. She couldn't find it anywhere. And if it was the old me, I would have probably sat there and dwelled on this shit, which it's really not a big deal, but these little things can kind of bug me at some points. So what I did to myself is I started to go down that fucking black hole of, where what's in my phone, blah, 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 and going on and on and on about what if. And then I thought to myself, Jen, you're doing that. Refocus, reset your mind. How is this going to benefit me by sitting here and doing this? So I asked myself these questions. How do we get out of distraction mode? And ask yourself, what am I focusing on? Does this help me? What should I be focusing on? Does me focusing on that problem help me? And it absolutely does not. So the minute that I squashed it and I pushed forward, and when I got out of work, I went to T-Mobile, did my thing, it was done. It's all taken care of. And I'm not stressed about it. I know that's something like mundane. It's just a phone. It's nothing crucial. I'm sure I have other good explanations of things, but I can't think of anything off the top of my head. So force of average makes a distraction. So I'm looking through my notes, you guys. Let's see. Okay. So I'm going to end this because it's just kind of mundane of what I wanted to do, what I want to tell you guys. It's like a rambling session. But do the pie chart. I'm telling you, the pie chart is amazing. It will keep you focused. That is your homework. Totally hit me up on social media. Show me your guys' pie charts. Like, tag me in them, whatever you want. Because I really truly think that this really will help anybody who's stuck in even a rut, or even if you don't really know where your focus needs to be or where you want to be. This is such a great de-rut. Does de-rut sound like a word? It's going to be my word, a de-rutter. This is a de-rutter, is to do this. So anyway, again, key benefits. Again, what should I focus on? What am I focusing on now benefits me? Put it in your calendar. Be strict with your calendar. Live and die by your calendar. Your calendar is everything. So anyway, have a great week, you guys. I hope this helped. Leave a review. That would be fabulous. I need some more reviews. I think I only have like 5 reviews, and I've been on this podcast for like 8 months. So give me some reviews. Anyway, love the questions. You guys are giving me phenomenal questions to go over. And one of the questions was geared for today's topic. So focus on your own shit, like I always say, and make it a fabulous week. Thanks for turning in this week. I hope that you thoroughly enjoyed this episode, and I hope you're feeling stronger mentally and physically and ready to kick some ass. As we navigate new society norms, business and beauty breakthroughs, make sure to always ask yourself, what the fuck is beauty to me? And know that's all that really matters. If you love this content today, make sure to subscribe, rate, and review. Follow me and get more info on how to work with me at jencarrasco.com. You can also find me on all of your favorite social media platforms. Now just remember, stay mentally tough.